Didn't they end up making a stealth ship eventually?
They did make a stealth ship. They
Was
just
it a
on the
stealth
hangar bay.
Viper?
They were like,
Zoot, zoot, zoot.
done. It's easy.
We had this box of stealth stuff before. We just didn't know what to do with it. Well, hey, we can just put it on a ship.
Wasn't it like flooring or something? They like threw some linoleum on it, and they were like, "It's stealth now."
Oh yeah, it's a thick padded linoleum, so you don't footstep so hard. Turns out it's also good against radar.
That's right. Actually, can we look that up? What was it made of?
Stealth, BSG, material, ship. Jeez, holy cow! What is this? What is a switch quarry? Share screen. Short-lived prototype colonial stealth fighter destroyed by Galen 2. They should put stealth material on their Raptors. And then you have Raptors jumping around, watching out the area, and then they just report back, hey, bad guys nearby, start to jump.
I mean, wouldn't it be difficult to retrofit a Raptor with materials that's going to change its flight characteristics and whatnot? But they're in space. There's no air friction.
Yeah. Okay, frustrated at the dwindling number of available Vipers due to loss and wear and tear, Galen T. Roll begins the new fighter scratch. Blackbird is designed using Viper launch tubes and therefore shares the same general shape. Unlike the Viper, it is built for more speed than maneuverability and is not equipped with guns, so it was later fitted with missile launchers. Okay, the Blackbird uses black-colored carbon composite materials that make it largely undetectable by Dratus, which is a lot of assumption on the Cylon tech. You don't know that they use Dratus. And unaided visual viewing. Oh, so it's dark. This is a practical consideration in light and of all metal being reserved for Viper repairs.
So it just seems wild to me that they just have stealth material lying around that the huge companies and teams that made Vipers decided not to make the Vipers out of. It's wild to me. That'd be like I'm on the aircraft carrier in the U.S. Navy and like there's materials sitting around and I'm like, you know what? Let's make a plane from scratch right here on the deck. And let's improve the stealth characteristics by using a random material that's just sitting around on the aircraft carrier somewhere. I don't think that's even possible.
Can I counterpoint?
Yep.
We spent a lot of money trying to figure out graphene before we figured out you could do it with a pencil and Scotch tape. Nobel Prize.
Wait, what?
Wait, did I get a Nobel Prize? Graphene. Nobel Prize. 2 scientists discovered graphene at the University of Manchester have been awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics. So the way they did this is there was in condensed matter, people were trying to figure out how to grow a single layer of carbon to make this hexagonal lattice. And what these guys found out is what you do is you take a pencil and you just scratch on a table. You lay down some Scotch tape, pull the Scotch tape, and that Scotch tape will have a single layer of graphene. So like stuff we all just have sitting around in our offices for like, I don't know, decades. And they're like, hey, well, yeah, hey, we can do this other thing. Check it out.
So counterpoint, I agree that there may be some cool stuff laying around that we don't explore well enough. Mm-hmm. But if we're talking about making a fighter, I don't think a single person or a single ship has enough know-how or people to even begin to manufacture something like that. Even if they discover materials and something on the ship that could improve it, to get to that point where it's on a machine that's taking off and in combat and reliable, I'm not sure that could happen.
Counterpoint.
Let's do it.
What if you need graphene to disable the enemy's radar? Could you not cover a ship with Scotch tape?
Counterpoint. I think the stealth coating on modern fighter jets actually has poor adhesive properties. So it has a susceptibility to flake or like come off during flight.
Chipping, yeah.
So if you had like a spray bottle of graphene, you just on the fighter, that's probably not going to stick well.
Counterpoint. You do a little quick acid etch. A little quick acid makes the surface not so smooth, gives a little porous, little texture, and then when you spray the graphene, it'll grab into that hold on tight.
Counterpoint. Now we're getting into R&D. You know what? Let's just set up an R&D facility on the in the United States somewhere, and actually go through all of the situations that, with different materials, different adhesions, and different kind of things to research what kind of stealth tech would actually be. Oh, but that's an institution that is not on the ship that we've now established on land.
Counterpoint. You're in a ship in space. Do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do. Countered. I believe in the show they did done it.
They did done it. Did did though. You're in war. You gotta do.
Gotta get it done.
Got done there.
If you can't get it done, you die. So you get it
done.
Did it.
They did it there.
Dirt.
Oh, offensive.